Okay, I've finished all the work on the nut now, and it is time to remove the old strings. And as I usually do with stop tail style pneumatics, I like to tape the tail piece on so that it doesn't come sliding off of there. So first what I do, for those of you who've never changed strings, is I loosen the string. And then, oops, taping's sticking too well. It's wanting to creep off on me. Loosen the strings, and then down here at the other end, I give a little snip while holding the business end over here. On this one, I can probably take them out one at a time. Yep, so I can. And then I just fold them up a little bit, just like they come new. Boom, 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 so that they don't get lost or whatever. And then I just unwind it off the peg here carefully. And try not to poke myself. And then put that in the pile as well. So, next on the agenda, next video, will be repairing this fret right here so that it's not so high. And we'll get some new strings on it. And tune it up, set the relief, set the action, make sure everything's cool. But meanwhile, I'll be cleaning everything up and making it nice and shiny and pretty and all that stuff again. Okay, time for strings. One thing I like to do is make sure that all my eyelets are lined up with the nut slots ish. Makes it a little easier to get the strings through accurately. That's pretty good. This one I gotta go back this way. Okay. Now, if you're new to putting strings on your guitar, you might be a wee bit apprehensive on exactly how to go about getting the right amount of wraps on it. And typically on this type of guitar, it's pinch it just behind, when you pull through the low E, pinch it just behind the A tuner, and then for the A tuner, pinch it just behind the D tuner. But if you are not sure with your headstock, and that's on this type of headstock, 3 on top, 3 on bottom, if you're not sure exactly, you can use a wire or something, anything that's roughly the same size as the string you're putting on the E string here. I'm using a length of solder to do this. So what I'm going to do is I have my capo here. You can't see that necessarily right now. I'm going to put it on just like as if it were a string. It has not been cut yet-ish. And I'm going to capo it on roughly at the 4th fret. Doesn't matter that much. And then to test drive how many wraps I need, I'm going to pull it through and, oops, make sure you keep the solder nice and straight if you can. And I'm going to pinch it just behind the A, and then I'm going to push it this way, and then I'm going to start doing the wrappage here. The nice thing about solder is you can bend it up like that, and just like a string, but it doesn't want to flop around on you. So what you want to do is keep some tension on it here, just like you would if you're putting a string on, and pull it just like you're wrapping the string on there, and get it tensioned up, keep it lined up with the slot here, and then hold it until it tensions up on the capo. And that's about right for me anyway. I like about 2 we call it wraps on it. So, and then to remove it, you just take the capo off, obviously, and you can still use it as solder, so you're not wasting it. You either put it in your toolbox, use it for the next guitar, or throw it away, make a necklace, do whatever you want. Okay, I got the package out of the package, and one thing you want to make sure you do is, because it's sealed, heat sealed, you want to use a pair of scissors to cut the top of it or the bottom of it, whichever you prefer, to get them out. Because if you rip it open, bump the camera there, rip it open, then take a chance on kinking the strings, and the kink in the strings can be bad for tuning. Don't forget to put it through the hole first. Okay, we're going to make sure that it is in the nut slot. I'm going to pull it to here, behind the A tuner, and we're going to fold it up right there. That gives us our spot, and then we are going to start winding it. One of the important things at this point is to make sure that you keep tension on it, and I like to do the over-under. There's a couple reasons for that, and I'll explain that to you in a second. One reason is because it kind of pinches the string in place. The other one is if I get too many wounds on it, I got 1 wound on top and then the rest around the bottom. So if I end up with 3, for whatever reason, I will not have so many towards the bottom. It's important to not have a bunch of wounds towards the bottom, because once you get down here, you're going to be, get that up a little bit, going to be too close to the retaining nut there, and when you bind with your retaining nut, then it's going to want to jockey for position down at the bottom there. So there you go. There's the E string. I'm not going to trouble you with every string here. I'm going to put the strings on and then show you the finished product when we're all done here. And like I said, these typically pull through all the way to the second tuner down, the E string. I'll probably put that on next, and then show you that. So we'll do the high E here. I went ahead and put the A string on. But do the high E with thread. You want to, you have a capo it on there, and then you can still move the thread, a little bit of tension on it, but you can still move it. And I'm going to try it first, right about even with the, what do you call it, G tuner there. And then what I'm going to do is take the thread and wrap it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have some change there, so I may want to bring it in a little bit. maybe to right about almost between the B and the G. So I'm going to wrap it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I roughly got 5 there. 6 wounds wouldn't be bad. 4 wounds wouldn't be bad. 5 for me is the optimum. So I'm going to pull my E string to right about there. And we'll be back with the results on that one. Okay, I have all the strings on now. And they look good. One note is that when you get to the point where you need to measure the last couple of strings, I went to right about here with the high E, so I measured that with this little black mark that's on the paper here. You can use anything, tape measure, any measuring device you want. And then of course this one I went to about there, and then this one you can measure out into space here. So to get them all rather consistent, remember the thinner strings need more wraps to hold on there. And then the last part of the stringing it up is stretching the strings, which I've already done. But what you want to do is have your clip-on or your plug-in tuner set up, and then you just take right about in the middle somewhere and you tune it up to pitch, and then you pull the string up gently, let it go, then tune it back up to pitch again. Do that a few times until it stops going flat when you pull the string up. So you do that with each string individually and try to avoid letting it slap down. Just pull it up and gently let it down. That way you don't take a chance on putting any marks in your fret wires. So that's about it for this one. Next we'll be doing the relief and the intonation and such. So do a quick overview on that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.